Assalamu alaikum students. This is the third topic of your English book, page number 17, and there is a poem named The Neem Tree for 9th class. In this lecture I will explain you the explanation of this poem and do the reading of this poem. Introduction to the poet. This poem was written by Mrs. Elsa Kazi, the German wife of Allama II Kazi, the late Vice Chancellor of the University of Sindh. She was born at Weimar in Germany. She met Allama II Kazi in 1907. In London, and in 1910 was married to him. They came to Sindh in 1911, where she spent the rest of her life visiting Europe now and again. Now and again is an idiomatic structure. She wrote poems in German and English, and also helped her husband in writing his book Brown Girl in Search of God. She died in Hyderabad on May 28, 1967, and is buried beside her husband at the Sindh University campus, Jamshoro. Now this is the introduction of the poem from your book, page number 17. So student who had written this poem, Mrs. Elsa Kazi, who was the German wife of Allama II Kazi, who was the late Vice Chancellor of the University of Sindh. And where was she born? She was born at Weimar in Germany. And where did he met Allama II Kazi, and in which year? In 1907. She met Allama II Kazi, and in 1910 she got married, and in 1911 she spent the rest of her life in visiting Europe. Now again and again she used to visit Europe, and she wrote poem by helping her husband, and the name was Brown Girl in Search of God. This was the achievement of we can say her husband, and she accompanied with her husband and helped her. She died in Hyderabad on 28 May 1967, and there he was buried there with beside her husband at Sindh University campus, Jamshoro. Now come to the poem. My lovely neem, that intercept sun's scorching beam, yet bear the heat all day without the rain refreshing spray. In the first fourth line of this poem, the poet want to say, as the neem tree is just a tree, but it bears all the day, all the sun's scorching beam, with full of we can say heat it is bearing, and without any rainfall. Thou charms the wanderer woe away with soothing shade. How strong you are, how unafraid. Over here, woe means sorrow or grief. So there is no grief according to the poet, and it is providing us its shade, and it is very strong, and it is fearless. How green thy leaves in spite of all. In this line, the poet want to express, after we can say sun scorching beam bearing all the day, but its leaves are fresh. The midday flame that burning fall means at the mid of the day when we are having the peak hour of the heat. Upon thy unprotected head. Over here, the neem tree is ever green, ever fresh, and ever cooling. Could man be bold as thou and rise? Over here, the poet want to say that the neem as a man become as bold as the neem tree above the earth with the sheltering arm. Over here, the poet want to express is that above the earth, as it is a plant or a tree, we can say it is above the earth, but the arms are just like sheltering arm, providing us shelter to save the suffering ones from harm and providing us cool shade from sorrow, poverty, and vice. And it is still sacrificing us, and it is still providing us its cool shade, and it is very beneficial for the pedestrian or the weary traveler who were traveling under it. Could man be steadfast and like thee? Over here, at the last fourth line, second last fourth line of this poem, the poet Mrs. Elsa Kazi want to expresses ke could man be steadfast like thee? Now over here comparing human with the neem tree, face every fate would it not be? Fulfillment of life, loftiest dream, my lovely neem. Over here, the poet want to expresses how a neem tree is providing us shade and how it is beneficial for us, and it is still unafraid, bold, and unprotected, but it provides us and it gives sacrifices for us. Yes, class, have you ever seen the neem tree in your surrounding? It is a very we can say common tree. It may be found everywhere near the footpath, and it is also present at the outer boundary of your school as well. Okay, and over here the poetess, who was a German lady who had lived her life in Sindh, he had seen thick growth of the neem tree, and it is very beautiful also, and it is also useful for us, and it is steadfast as well. So student, what you have to do, you have to go through this poem, and if you find any difficulty, you may ask me in the classroom by commenting me. Okay, so go through this poem. I have explained you from your book. Okay students, stay blessed and stay healthy. Allah Hafiz.